Right, so we're going to do a quick little video on installing a engine kill switch to FIA-spec. So it is not one of these battery isolators, they're only 2-post. It is one of these 6-post ones which have extra wiring to deal with to work properly. These don't work in race cars, as you'll see in the video. These require a little bit more wiring. Now I am doing this intro after I've done everything, so to look at the battery relocation video, click here. To see me faffing around with all this is the last video, so you can click here. But essentially, what the video will cover more than the last one is all this extra wiring here. I'm not going to cover how to mount a thing, that's completely up to you. And I'm not going to cover how to relocate a battery. But the 2 big posts on the back of here, you need to have a positive coming from your battery. So this is a long cable, it goes around here. There's a fuse, which is important to have short to the or close to the battery, into one pole. Then out the other side, it goes off, connects as normal. So without this here, there'll just be a direct connection. And I'll show you the back of it quickly. Again, I've already done this, so it won't look like this to start with, but ignoring this fire extinguisher, you can see the 2 main poles coming here. I just have a little protective cover over that to stop anything accidentally touching it and shorting things out. So this one goes to the positive side of the battery, this one goes over there into the main engine bay. And then I have all these extra wires, which are now cut to my past self, talking about wiring up.
Flashback.
Right, so we're inside now because it's too cold to do stuff outside. To wire one of these switches in properly, you need to do some extra wiring. Obviously, you've seen outside we have the battery going to the switch, going off to my electrical circuit. But then there's 4 pins underneath that also need wiring. So I demonstrated just turning this off doesn't stop the car. This just isolates the battery. When the car's running, it's powering itself off the alternator. So you need to actually properly shut it down. So we need to wire up a few things. So firstly, I'm going to make a little bypass cable, which is this one. Basically just connect this post to this post. And then we need a big resistor, 3 ohm, 11 watt resistor. This thing's chunky. And this just goes to an earth somewhere. And because I'm having fun earth problems, I'm sure that'll be a pain. Anyway, we'll find somewhere for that to go. And that's one side. So when you turn it, this is just going to discharge anything coming back from the alternator to earth. It's not going to backfeed it into the car, do weird stuff. And then this other set of connections is what actually kills the ECU. So we need to find a way to intercept the ECU, the fuel pump, the ignition, one of those. Basically snip it and then do 2 jumper wires, one to one side, one to the other. So when you cut it, it isolates the battery, isolates the actual running of the car as well, and then it will kill it dead. And here is said big fat resistor. So I don't quite know why it's different lengths, but I'm basically going to put a connector on one end so it can go in, and then we're going to wire it up to a length of earth, another length of wire, and we'll find somewhere in the car to do that. And then again, the same again, we will do connector, little short wire just to bridge background, and I'll probably leave the other end loose and just wrap it around. Can't remember what wire this is. I think it's an annoying solid core stuff, so it's not super flexible, but it's what I have. Yes, it's the solid core stuff. I need a lot on this end. This will be the end that I will just wrap around the post. Like that. And then little connector.
Good squeeze. Tug test. All good. So that's that one done. All right, for this one, I'm going to use this end. And I'm also going to get some heat shrink on here, I think. Do I have something that's the appropriate size? There we go, right. Tug test. Right, that's all done, and then we'll heat that up in a bit. I'm also going to probably electrical tape over this as well. Now this end, we're probably going to have to solder on. And I know there's a debate over, well, you shouldn't solder in race cars, you should crimp. And that's probably true. But I'm going to solder this and probably crimp it. I solder things so infrequently, I always forget how long things take to do. It's a bit too fat to... There we go. There we go, that's these two done and heat shrunk up, so we can go fit them in the car. Right, so, clever me put this all the way down here. The 1 pins are on this side and 2s are on this side. So, 1 on the main feed side. Which means the other side needs to be this one. Right, and then we go tie these into somewhere. Use this one because this is already being used as an earth for something. So around there, tighten that back up. Right, so that's in there, and we'll cable tie this up later, and now we just need to undo this and do the same job there. There we go, that one's bridged. So now we just need to find something in there or in here. Alright, so it's been a few days. The battery is predictably dead, so we want to find somewhere to interrupt the ignition. So we're going to do that on the key barrel here, and to test that we need to start the car, and then we're going to pull these wires out, and hopefully after isolating here it should die, because we saw that simply turning this off when the cars were running does nothing. So we'll do that and then we'll pull this out. Kill switch off. That's out. Ignition switch. Right, so that's a good job. So that killed it pretty quickly. What we're going to do is we're going to tap into the red constant 12 volt here. So we'll untie this a bit, choppity chop, run some wires to there. Good job. Right, so like a proper bomb diffusal person, let's turn off the switch. And let's cut the red wire. Give myself plenty of room to do stuff. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Well, that proves that. Now I've broken the car, time to fix it. Right, back to my diagram again. So, we need number 2 on the live side. to go to the switch side. So this is this one, and this will go to the side closest to the switch. So then I'm going to go through this hideously long cable all the way around somewhere. And then the other one goes to the side of the car, which I have not cut anywhere near long enough. And same deal as everywhere else. I'm going to put some connectors on here. I forgot to put a heatsink on this one, but that one seemed good enough. Yeah, don't want this to come off because this will kill the cut. So that's not good enough. Right, redone that, really crimped it. That's not coming off. Right, so that can be connected back in. And we will cover that in a bit of heat shrink. Not heat shrink, heat shrink. We'll check it works and then we'll heat shrink it over. Got to do the other one now, which is hiding up here. And I knew I'd run out of space, so got some new wire for this one because the one I'd made before is just not long enough and I don't really fancy doing tons of joins, so let's just get an excessively long bit and then I'll cut it down on the other side and we'll test it. Right, so in theory, as you can hear, it's running. In theory, if I wire this properly, this cutoff switch should now kill the entire engine straight away. 3, 2, 1. There we go. That's how you wire up a FIA kill switch in a Renault Twingo. Probably the same in a Clio. Now I just need to tidy all this wires, but I'm going to do that off camera because you don't see me heat shrink all the connectors, cable tie it. Very boring content. But there we go. That is how to fit one of these. There we go, all tidied up. I even fixed the earth that was missing on the boost gauge light. So yeah, job's a good one.